In a crazy week where a plane was flown over Turf Moor claiming White Lives Matter, the title was finally sealed by Liverpool after 30 years of hurt. Let's get this out of the way. Right, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time you are watching this video. Let's get the main man on himself here to celebrate. Here he is, Mr. Sam. How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Not too bad. Well, I've seen better days and weeks.
I haven't.
There's only one place to start, unfortunately. Let's get the cat out of the bag. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Arsenal have finally got a win. No, I'm only joking. You lot have finally won your title after 30 years. How does it feel?
Very, very good. Very good. Especially after all the uncertainty of all everything that's going on that's happened. It just feels like it's about our hard work and everything that the clubs, everything that Klopp's worked towards, and all the players, they've come together and just created something brilliant, to be honest with you. And it's just nice that it's finally rewarded. Obviously started like a couple of seasons ago, getting to a European Cup final in Kiev and obviously losing. But you just felt after that season that something really special was happening at this club. And then obviously went on to win the European Cup the year after. And just obviously finally clinching the title this year. It's just been, you can't say it's not been coming. It's not a one-off. It's I think this team, it's all about buying into a philosophy, and they've done that in abundance. It's just a joy to watch every time. It's nice being able to not have to question or anything that happens at the club. You just go, "Oh, that's brilliant. I'll go with that." Anything that Klopp says, I'll just go with, and it's absolutely brilliant.
This is it. Yeah, I think you have put the trust in the board. The whole ethos of the club has changed, and if you look at the recruitment side of things, I think it's a massive part. Like even when obviously Fergie was on top and winning so much for so long, the recruitment, like more often than not, he got it right. I think with Klopp, it's hard to think of even a handful of players that he signed that haven't been that haven't done the job that he wanted them to do. You've got Mane, Salah, Fabinho, Alisson, Van Dijk, Robertson, what Trent through. It goes on and on. Even people like Ox and did he sign Origi as well? I don't even know.
No, that was under Rodgers.
Wijnaldum.
He signed Wijnaldum. He didn't sign Gomez, but he brought him on in leaps and bounds. But one of the best centre halves in the world, to be honest with you, in my opinion. He's absolutely fantastic. It just seems to be everything he touched turns to gold for us. And I say it's just the utmost trust in anything he does. I remember thinking I had a clue about anything. And I remember when we were linked with Mane years ago, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And then you just sort of 4 months later, I was like, well, yeah, look how wrong I was. And then never mind, 4 years later, and it was like someone was saying about it today. Signing Mane was he's almost one of the most important players we've ever signed. The catalyst for getting that push, making that push to top 4, and then we clinched top 4, and then that was a catalyst to sign more players and bigger name players, and then it just kept pushing, and then we are where we are. But I think the Mane signing was really, and he just proved to be absolutely vital to everything we've ever done in the last 4 years.
He's arguably the best left winger in the world now, if not the best winger. And yeah, it's sad to see that side of the M62. But yeah, I think because we were linked with him as well, to be fair. We were linked with him, but then even like all of our fans were like, no, we don't want him. We'd rather get X, Y, Z. I think we got Memphis instead. I can't remember. But yeah, it was a weird time. But yeah, he's turned out not half bad for you. But yeah, obviously you've got 7-8 games left. How many points do you reckon you're going to beat City's 100?
I hope so. Obviously, we've broken record for the earliest ever title victory with most games to go.
Yeah, it's the quickest ever. Because obviously
quickest but the latest.
Longest because it's in fucking June, July. Nearly.
Yeah, it's a strange one, mate. But I think for me, obviously, I've had the conversation before, me, you, and Georgia about this as well, saying about what do you do for now? Because obviously, the way next season will start will be fairly sharpish. So it's almost as if now it's like a pre-season.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go full at it. I want to carry on, win as many games as possible, get as many points as possible, and just cement yourself as the greatest ever Premier League team, in my opinion. Because how can anyone argue with it? They could say, well, they did this, they did that, but yeah, but if we get the most ever points and we won the title and the earliest ever it's ever been, so how can anyone possibly argue with that?
Yeah, and I think seeing what Guardiola said as well, he was saying that you went into this season in August when it started the same way you finished last season. So it's as if you were playing every game as if it was like May, where the games really matter. City, United, other teams had a slow start, and it wasn't quite the same. And you lot just took off like a steam train and just racked up like bare points. And that's why for me, you won it in like bloody October, November, basically. You were that far ahead. You literally hadn't lost a game. So it was. I think if you, obviously for your sake, if you do, go for it and maintain the momentum, it'll obviously do you well. But hopefully you don't do that. Let's move on. Let's move on to United, my team, as you can see. No, wrong side. Here we go. But yeah, we've got Mr. Maguire, last-minute winner, doing that pose. I'm not sure about that pose as a celebration, but. We'll take it. We'll take a last-minute winner. Little Pogba dink into the box. It was Martial or Igalo. One of them held it, flicked it in, and just a toe poke. The last minute of injury time. I think if it went to pens, we would have been. I think we would have lost because they've got Krul, who's obviously a top keeper at pens. But yeah, did you watch a bit of that game?
I watched the last 10 minutes or so, and then obviously the extra time. I was just saying to you off camera that. Completely robbed of penalties. It's, I think it gets the last 5 minutes of extra time in any game, especially if your team isn't playing. I think, well, you may as well end it now because it's penalties, and it's. I wasn't. It wasn't even so much that you won the game. It was like if you won on penalties, I'd be sound with that. I just wanted penalties.
Yeah, it's proper entertainment, isn't it? But yeah, it was a weird game. Like. We weren't fully at it. Obviously, 8 changes Ollie made, but it gave a lot of people a rest, and we got the job done. That's the main thing. Like Ollie said, we got the win. We're through to the semis. We've got Chelsea. We've got Chelsea at Old Trafford. No, Wembley. It's at Wembley now, isn't it? The semis. So we've got Chelsea. City have just won. They're going to play Arsenal. So yeah, big teams. Only big teams in it at the moment. I think City should be lucky to get through against Arsenal, especially because there's no fans as well. City will probably do Arsenal. Hopefully we do Chelsea. Then there's a derby in the final. But yeah, during the week as well, just mention it quickly. Obviously, we rolled over Sheffield United 3-0 at home. Martial with a hat-trick. The third goal was exactly what United fans have been waiting to see. Pogba from midfield into Bruno with a flick. Martial held it off to Rashford, made the run in behind. Rashford played him in, and then little dink over the keeper. It was the top goal. But yeah, hopefully United can maintain that momentum and similar to Liverpool, make a few good signings and give it a good shot next season. But yeah, let's go on to the final matter today.
If I can just say 2 minutes, 1 sec, Dollar, about how, say about midweek you against Sheffield United. If anyone watched our game, how good we were, and how every single goal was absolutely brilliant.
Palace,
against Palace, it was
Fabinho's goal was a madness.
It was, but you see, Trent's free kick, which is unreal. Then you had Salah's goal, which Fabinho's dink over the top, tipped out, it's ridiculous. Fabinho's 30-yarder, and then the last goal is the best one for me. They're just the pass. For me, it's great when all the front three are involved in a goal as well. One pass, Salah just put that ball through on Mane. You never look like he was going to miss. Just every goal was just
Salah,
just such a joy to watch.
Salah put that ball through with his right foot as well, and it was like a perfect through. I was like, fucking hell. But yeah, it's they were probably
a joy to watch, mate.
Klopp told them in it, like, let's box it off here, and then pressure's all on City in it, and ultimately they fucked up at Chelsea.
That's it.
But yeah. Right, let's get on to this then. One of the main talking points of the week, really. And there it is. A group basically crowdfunded and got enough money together to get a plane flown over Turf Moor saying White Lives Matter, Burnley. Now, obviously, this sparked outrage for obvious reasons. But I think it shows that, because we always have this narrative in the media and in society that it's a minority that are racist or whatever. And I think this shows that it's a minority that are overtly racist, but there is a majority that are racist. I think if we're honest about it, then we obviously know what we're dealing with and what we've got to tackle in the years ahead. But yeah, what did you make of that?
Again, it's just the height of ignorance and being ill-informed and uneducated on the subject. Again, these people, it's not like they want to be educated. They're just stuck in their ways and their racist ways and the racist views. And I got it. I said that. I said all over. Oh, well, it's just an opinion. It's like, would the white lives not matter too? It's like, well, that's not what the whole thing is. Like it's how dumb you really are if you're having to explain to you that black people have been oppressed for years and years. If you really have to have that explained to you, then you are really just thick as folks. Put it.
This is it. It's
embarrassing.
Things like White Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. It presumes that we're all on an even playing field to start with, which, unless you've been living in a cave for the last 400 years, you know it's just simply not the case. Like the lives that are in danger right now are black lives. You know, if you see a man getting killed on the street, and again, it's only because it was videoed. If it weren't videoed, there wouldn't be the outrage that sparked mass protests worldwide with millions of people. But the fact that it's videoed and it was so evidently clear what had happened for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, but you still have people trying to proclaim their kind of relevance and not appreciating the concerns of minorities, and not even minorities, but human beings, and trying to make it about them again. You know, their house is not on fire, so they need to stop making it about themselves. It's like I saw a brilliant tweet. Obviously, Twitter's amazing for this kind of stuff, and I saw one saying all lives matter, or in this context, white lives matter. It's like interrupting Martin Luther King to tell him about your dream last night. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what's going on? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. It's mad, and it's sad because I don't know if some people are genuinely racist or they genuinely believe what they're actually spouting, and that's the sad thing. And the sad thing is that a lot of the people have got kids, and their kids are being indoctrinated with that shite as well. And it's up to people like me and you to, you know, slowly but surely do our bits in our own family and our own community. And yeah, man, just try and initiate this change.
Well, this is it. It's like I've seen somewhere, and it's just about the Black Pound Day, where there's like a movement to encourage to spending on black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
I really like that. It's because black people have to big each other up, because black people big white people up a lot of the time, but it doesn't really it's not really vice versa in the media or anything like that. And they have to do their bit to big themselves up. So when people say, well, I seen someone put a comment on Facebook saying that the Black Pound Day was racist towards white people, and you're just a bit like, when you're like, I'm not even going to comment. I just think there's no telling you anything. You're just gonna it's instilled upon them. I have people on Facebook and they see comments online and stuff about anything to do with the Black Lives Matter movement, and as soon as there could be a statement such 1,000 words wrong, and if I see the phrase "the white lives not matter" or "do all lives not matter," I just stop reading it then because it's just ignorant and uneducated. For me, I can't actually do people not understand how thick they actually sound when they're saying it? It's actually mental how dumb and uneducated you actually sound. Because straight away they go, well, yeah, but I'm not racist, but you are though. And it's the thing, it's not. But and someone said like, the best thing I've seen as well, when they said about, obviously, black people are outraged that black people are being killed through police brutality. And then they put like a stat up and say, oh, well, a lot of white people are too. They go, well, why aren't you outraged then? Why are you just going, oh, well, it's okay then? You know what I mean? I don't get it. They just seem to go, well, all right, yeah. And they just forget it's ever happening. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
This is what I mean. And the narrative, again, I'll say it again, the narrative that it's a minority that are racist is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit because again, it's like as Angela Davis said, it's not enough to be just not racist. And me and you spoke about this at length. You have to be actively anti-racist because in the society that we live in, it's a white supremacist society where things are owned and governed by certain types of people. And it's not enough just to say, oh yeah, I'm not racist. And even a lot of those people are actually racist, like because of unconscious biases, even conscious biases, as we've seen. Facebook's just a breeding ground for absolute nonsense. But the scary thing is that me and you generally don't know if they are actually racist or just ignorant and disregarding of actually what's going on. And that's the scary thing, because it's hard to know how to fight someone when you don't actually know what you're dealing with, innit?
Yeah.
This is the thing. But yeah, man, we could talk about this for quite some time, but we'll wrap it up there. Maybe a convo for another day video. All lives matter. But yeah. Right, guys, that has been another week. A sad week for me, good week for him. But yeah, we go again next season. But there's still a few games left of this. United got the FA Cup still to fight for, and the Europa League, and that resumes. I think it's August or July, whatever it resumes. Champions League as well to come. It's going to start soon enough. But yeah, like the vid, guys. Comment below with your thoughts on the main topics of today. How many points did Liverpool finish on? Will United win the FA Cup? And should Burnley, we didn't really talk about that, but should Burnley have been docked points? That's obviously an extreme way of looking at it in one sense, but the fans, the so-called fans of Burnley that got that plane flown over Turf Moor, some would say that if their club was docked points, that would reinforce the severity and the kind of message that we're trying to get across here, and how important it really is to make people understand that Black Lives Matter, and they've always mattered. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you are new around here, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next week. Take care. In a bit, Sam.
See you later, mate. Nice one.
In a bit.